What is up? My name is Garrett Yoker on Twitter, YOOGRRTT. Thank you so much for tuning into the INROTATION YouTube channel. Welcome back to another album review. Today we are talking about Smokepurpp Deadstar 2, the sequel to Deadstar from 2017. I believe we had like Lost Planet last year and then kind of like a revitalization 2.0 version of Lost Planet. But now we're back in it. Now we're back to the main staples of Smokepurpp's discography as it feels, with a sequel to his mainstay project from a few years back by the name of Deadstar. This is Deadstar 2. In between there, you also had a project that was collaborated between him and Murder Beats, and that was fantastic. That was wonderful. And you know, you had songs like 1, 2, 3. You also had fucking Bless Your Trap. Those two songs in particular, plus just the rest of that project and a bunch of other just wonderful vibes. The history of Smokepurpp is one of the most interesting and impressive and kind of the most legitimate of that SoundCloud Florida 2016 everybody's crazy wild in era. And you know, when you look at all the hands and all of the work that Smokepurpp put in, it definitely kind of adds a certain level up when you look at him now in 2019 existing as a mainstream artist. You know, he's been documented as the person who really encouraged Lil Pump to start rapping, and we have seen just how big and just how successful that has become and profitable for the label, etc., for himself. But you also see Smokepurpp being just the man, holding it down, letting his friends just exist, but encouraging his friends, but also being just probably the most consistent out of all of them. When he actually does show up to play, it's a different kind of home run. There's always a little bit more of a qualitative flair to it, and that's always been so much not only appealing but just very interesting to me when you go into a Smokepurpp project. And it also adds just this like level of excitement for me. Like, I really feel like he is that guy, but I guess like him and Denzel are really the two that I think are just very talented, not just in a whoop whoop way, like, but it's not just a facade. Like, there's actual like layers and musical talent that is like not only again well documented, but it's constantly being displayed. And even though like you know, he has many credits as a producer, as a writer in this industry, and some that we don't know about, some that we do know about, and that's interesting as is. And when you do look at the list of producers on this project, Deadstar 2, what you will find is a bunch of motherfuckers on there. You will see Smokepurpp's name, but don't let that distract you from the sense that Smokepurpp is the man. And if anyone's executive producing a project, when he goes to tackle it, I can't picture it being anyone but himself. And I trust that. And that's something that I can't really give out to a lot of the hype names that came around that era. Even, you know, someone as close to him as Lil Pump. I even give a lot of Lil Pump's sound, a lot of Lil Pump's style, a lot of Lil Pump's ability. I kind of really lend a lot of that directly to Smokepurpp, just with the mastermind style of that guy's mind. I really think it has been understated, and it shouldn't be. So going into Deadstar 2, I was excited, and I'm just looking for him to come back because I feel like there has been a little bit of a hiatus. Even though there has been projects, I do not think one since Deadstar 1, the collaboration project with Murder Beats, going into this, you need to show up, you need to shine, because people are hungry, the streets are thirsty. And let's just take a look at this track listing real quick, because straightforward, I'm just gonna say it, listen to this project. It is so much fun, it is worth your time. But yeah, let's get into it for real now. Track number 1, we got The Matrix. Track number 2 is Red Bottoms. Track number 3 is Stevie. Track number 4 is What I Please, featuring Denzel Curry. Track number 5 is Ariba. Track number 6 is All For Me, featuring Trippie Redd. 7, Past the Moon. Interlude. 8, Lightspeed. 9, Fill the Room, featuring Ty Dolla $ign. 10, Reckless. 11, Dirty Dirty, featuring Lil Skies. 12, Floor Seats dash Yeet. Or Yet, not Yeet. Jesus, don't call your songs yeet at this point in 2019. We gotta let that die, and it's died, but we really gotta kill that shit. 13 is Left Right, featuring Lil Pump. 14, On Purpose. 15, Robin. 16, Pop One, featuring Moneybagg Yo. 17 is Audi 2. There's a couple lead singles. Dirty Dirty with Skies was one of them. Audi 2 was one of them. I can't throw out the other, maybe Stevie. But really my standout tracks, I do want to get into that before I kind of break down how this album is crafted, because there is a lot of points to be given in that range as well. But there are quite a bit of songs that I do want to say are the standouts and are the ones that I'm looking to at this point and continuously going back to. Red Bottoms, that is the most Smokepurpp excitement type song that you are going to find on this. So it's one of those things where if you're looking for that Bless Yo Trap type song, or you're looking for just like, hey, what's Smokepurpp been up to? Like, how has this 2019 been summarized? That's the one. I think that's the mission statement. I think that's the best track for that type of thing. That's where it's at. Stevie is a good it's a good, I don't want to call it an interlude, because I think it does kind of just segue awkwardly at times when I had listened to this project in full. But that song should be way more corny than it is, but it isn't. And that was such a good sign for me when I was going into this, because I was kind of worried, because when you get into that simplistic lyrical style that a lot of like his music kind of does, it does feel like it is slowed down for how smart the guy is, I feel like, at times, and how good he really is, like lyrically as well at times. I feel like Stevie is a perfect example of where it can just be completely deteriorated, because it is being like, it's already not the smartest written song in like the most like flashy lyricism that you're gonna find. That's not what you're here for. But when you display like such cliches and certain statements and certain things that just don't land properly because of how they're being influenced or just influxed, I mean, like it definitely deteriorates from what you're trying to do with a song, and it kind of can just muddle down the message. The message can definitely muddle down the sound, and that did not occur here. So when that didn't occur, I was pretty damn excited, because I felt like we were on a good track. Like if a song with so many Stevie Wonder references as the hook can exist and not get me to fucking be like, man, this is rough, this is fantastic. I also want to shout out The Matrix, just because that was a short but very, very, very good intro song. Like that was, it was perfect, because you're really trying to get people to Red Bottoms. That's your, I'm going to grab them with this shit. That's why that's number 2. But with number 1, like, he actually got into some stuff, and I was like, okay, let's talk. Like, let's hear about it. And with recent headlines that he's been to rehab recently, I think Smokepurpp has so much to say. And I think across his career, as we start getting more music going forward, which I hope we do after a project like this just made me want more projects a year from him. That was a good sign. That was also something where I was like, man, I want you to talk about anything and everything, and I want you to get into it. And with certain things coming out into recent light and the things that he's been talking about in interviews, I think a whole project getting into those type of demons and those type of themes is exactly what we need, to be honest. Denzel Curry, I like that song, but it really hasn't been one I've been going back to. The All For Me with Trippie Redd is kind of solidified that I'm not that big on the Trippie Redd train right now, man. That last project really soured my sound, like his sound for me. I've heard it a billion times, and it sounds the same every single goddamn time. And I'm not expecting him to bring out something new for a feature, but it just sucks that it's kind of like infesting other tapes at this point, where I'm just like tired of it. And whatever. Lightspeed, I do not want to understate that is like the best goddamn beat on this whole thing. So the track is good around it as well, but that beat in particular, some of the craziest shit. Let's shout out Mike Dean and Apex Martin on the production. Dirty Dirty is a good song with Lil Skies. I like Lil Skies. I hope all's good. Floor Seats Dash Yet, that is the telltale sign that there is a huge level of creativity, as well as just like confidence that Purpp has in making music, and a drive to make something that is not only different but also talented. Like, he really fucking lets his nuts hang on this one, and there's like a beat switch. It's almost like 2 songs that have been blended together, and it's like going on like 4 minutes in runtime. I really appreciated this being in there, and I really love this song. 100%. That's one that I've been going back to. That, and again, Red Bottoms, fire as fuck, really good showings. And I want to see more stuff like that. I really want to see the artistry come out with Purpp, and just, I need that shit, because his mind is really, 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 really genius at times. And I think he has a wonderful, masterful project inside of him, and we just got to pull it out, and it's going to happen. I promise you that. Left to Right, that song gets skipped every goddamn time. Pump is falling into that Trippie Redd train for me, where it's just like, it sucks. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just not working for me at the time, and Left Right is just a good example of that. Robin, and just closing it out with Pop 1 and Audi 2. Those three, I really enjoyed those. The melody on Robin is probably the best example, besides just like the flashiness of Red Bottoms. Like Robin is definitely not like this lead single of a song, but by track 15, if you're still coming through with songs that I would put in the upper echelon of the actual album, I like it. I really do. And even though there's nothing new again on a song like Robin, let's just say Robin again, yum. But I still think that that's one of the better examples of what he does and how he does it. And I'm just excited. Because he's mastered that sound, and I'm really looking forward to see what else happens in the future and how fucking ballsy he gets, because I'm ready for it. Audi 2, that's how you do a sequel. Audi is one of his most prolific songs. That's like going to go down as one of the best Smokepurpp songs I think ever. And Audi 2 is one of those things where it shows up and you're almost like, don't do this. And then when it does happen, you're like, yes, thank you. It worked. It had callbacks to the original in the lyrics. I appreciated that he went that route. I really, really did. And that's one of the top tracks for me as well. Floor Seats, Dash Yet, Audi 2, Lightspeed, Red Bottoms, The Matrix. I would say those are the standouts, but all the production, all of this album is really well compiled. I like the ordering. I like everything, really. It's a good album, and I'm excited. And I'm ready to go. I'm ready to see what happens with Smokepurpp's career. He's got his first album out. Now it's time to just let the projects flow, in my opinion, and just really, really build up that catalog, man, because you've done a lot for the people around you, it seems, and you've done a lot for the sound, and you've legitimized like that Florida time period. Like, you were one of those guys. Like, you're on that Mount Rushmore, in my opinion. So it's super interesting when you put out a project like this, man. So I want more creativity as far as just like a crazy like, can you picture like a Smokepurpp Flying Lotus like experimental ass album? Like, I see it in my head, and it's some weird ass shit that I need to exist on some frame or some level. But what did you think of this album? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for tuning into my dumb opinions. I really do appreciate it. You can follow me on Twitter at YoGurt, YoGRRTT, Instagram as well, Now in Rotation on those two platforms as well. We're pushing to 500, so if you could subscribe, I appreciate it. Follow this channel on all those platforms I just listed. You can leave a comment. You can share it with your friend. Maybe they'll subscribe if you don't have the time, and that would be cool too. I thank you, and merry holidays and all that good stuff. Thank you, and that is all, you beautiful folks.